Okay, here we go. Welcome to lesson 36, and we are correcting lesson 36. That's what we're doing. So let's get this going. And okay, here we go. All right, Isabella. So we're going to do 2 and 2 since we have one person, so that everybody isn't doing one language or the other. So Isabella, number 1, number 2.
Você dirige muito?
So say the number and
Number
then
1.
yeah, and then the what it has here, just so we can make that connection in our brains.
Then I say the number, and after I answer the question.
Yeah, exactly. Go ahead with number 2.
Number 2. I need to be at the restaurant.
But say the what this here to make that connection.
Okay. Number 2. Eu preciso estar no restaurante às 10 horas. I need to be at the restaurant at 10 o'clock.
Very good. João?
Number 3.
Okay, so be careful. Make sure you get the tongue between the teeth. 3. Better.
I'm doing great today. What about you? Eu estou ótimo hoje. E você?
Mm-hmm.
Number 4.
Go ahead.
I'm doing well, but I was sick yesterday. Eu estou bem hoje. Aliás, eu estou bem, mas estava doente ontem.
All right.
Number 5. Eu preciso alugar um carro. Você poderia me ajudar? I need to rent a car. Could you help me?
Very good. If you guys don't miss any, I don't have anything to talk about.
Number 6. I always drink red wine. Eu sempre bebo vinho tinto.
Yep.
Number 7. À direita ou à esquerda? Right or left?
Or left or right. So we have this little thing here. À esquerda ou à direita. So para a esquerda ou para a direita. So just probably to the. Right? So a representando como se fosse para. But in context, there would be no problem if someone said, where do we need to go? To the left? Well, left or right? Where do we need to go? Left or right? Then it would, wouldn't be a problem. Next.
Number 8. Go straight ahead, then turn to the left at the corner. Vai em frente, então vire à esquerda na pilastra ou na esquina.
Então, vire à esquerda, right?
É.
À esquina. Good.
Number 9. O número é 5175802380. The number is 5175802380.
And I'm not going to write that because it's obvious. But the main reason that I put this in here is to show we don't usually, with phone numbers, we don't usually use double digits like we do in Portuguese, right? 21, 38. We usually put them in groups of 2 or even 184 or whatever we use. Most often with phone numbers in the United States, we go digit by digit. 517 da, 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 da.
Teacher,
Which is why that's here.
sometimes we use O
right
or zero number.
Good. So in that case, remember, make it in the form of a question. Do we sometimes use, right? And yes, you're right. We often use O. When do we usually use O? Do you know when we use O? Wow, look what I did there.
The last number of sequence.
5, 3, 7.
Or middle
it can
number.
be. Actually, it can be in the sequence. We usually don't use it as the first number. But you can. I mean, there's not a hard or fast rule on that. But we use it in phone numbers, addresses, hotel rooms, time. It's 5:04, for example. Okay, so in those are some of the main situations where we use O. So I'm running through my head here. 05, yeah. If you can start with O. I was thinking for a second that maybe it would be better not to start a sequence with O, but you can. Now that I'm practicing in my head, you can start a sequence. You can have it in the middle. 536. 5360. Yep, you can end it. Although I personally, if there's a 0 at the end of a sequence, I say 0, but I have heard people say O. But yeah, so there's no like you can't use it at the beginning or the middle or the end, or you should always use it at beginning, middle, or end. But it's usually in those kinds of situations, but especially, I think I forgot to say addresses, people's addresses, phone numbers, hotel rooms. Those are the main ones. I think I said one more that I just forgot this time. Good. Bella?
Number 10. Could
Number
you
10?
repeat?
Oh,
Yes.
is it 10? Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Number 10. Could you repeat that for me, please? Você poderia repetir isso para mim, por favor?
Yeah, so notice here, not repeat, please. Why don't we say repeat, please?
I don't know.
Do you know, João, why we don't say repeat, please? João, do you know? Is that a no? Yes, no, maybe. So we don't do it because it's an order. It's okay for a teacher in a classroom, which is where most Brazilians learn, to say repeat please, but you don't want to use it when you travel because in most cases it's considered rude. Repeat please. It's considered kind of rude. So either can you please repeat that? Could you repeat that for me, please? Would you please repeat that? So would, could, can, probably the 3 most common ways that we would ask that for someone to repeat, and not just repeat please. It's one of those things. It's not always considered rude depending on how you say it and the situation, but it's possible that you could sound rude without meaning to, and so it's better just always to go with that. Well,
11. Sem problemas. Eu gosto de ajudar novos amigos. No problem. I like to help new friends.
Very good.
12. I see her over there. Tem que falar aqui. Eu a vejo ali.
Yep. ali ou pra lá. Good. Bella.
Number 13. Você já tomou café da manhã? Have you had breakfast this morning?
Very good. And you can, but you don't need to. Okay, so I usually just put, have you had breakfast? And then a lot of times in class, I get questions like, what about already? The thing about already here is that it's unnecessary because já in Portuguese is what we use for our present perfect. So basically, we are substituting the present perfect in the place of já. Because instead of using the word já, we use the present perfect to give that same idea. But we can say already if we want to put more emphasis. Like, for example, I call Bella at 6 a.m. and I say, hey, let's go to breakfast. And you say, I already had breakfast. You've already had breakfast? Have you already had breakfast? Right? So already is just more emphasis because it's not necessary. Like I say, we already have that verb tense that's going to take the place of already. But if I want to use more emphasis, then I can use already. So it's one of those you can, but you don't need to.
Number 14. Where can I go to eat? Onde posso ir para comer?
Yep. Well,
"15. The restaurant on the Park Avenue is close to here."
okay, so be careful.
Restaurante.
You said on the, but there's no the.
Oh my
just-
God.
And then just be careful with the pronunciation of this word. What's the pronunciation of this word?
Avenue.
Avenue. Everybody, avenue.
Avenue.
Yes. So if you put in the tendency is to try and put that emphasis on the last syllable, but if you do, it sounds very French. Avenue. Avenue. Very, very frou-frou.
Like to Francis.
You're too French?
The restaurant on Park Avenue is close
Yeah,
to
and then
here.
the other thing is you're saying nui. It's new like
No.
novo.
Okay. Avenue.
Yeah. So except avenue. Everybody, let's do this. This is what I do. I probably did this when Bella was a teenager and she was in my class. I do this when it's on the first syllable. Let's get ready to clap. Ready? Avenue. Avenue. No, let's clap, people. Come on. This is an exercise. Avenue.
Avenue.
João?
Avenue.
Okay, I don't know if you clapped at the same time you said Av, but you said it right this time, so that'll work.
O restaurante no Parque Avenida é perto daqui.
Yes. Avenida Park Avenue. Good.
16.
Next.
O que eu posso pedir no restaurante? What can I order at the restaurant?
Mhm. Next.
Number 17. The restaurant closes at 4 p.m.
The restaurant what?
Closes.
Closes. So two separate and distinct syllables. Closes.
The restaurant closes at 4 p.m.
Mm-hmm.
O restaurante fecha às 4 da tarde.
Mm-hmm. Now, say this one, Bella.
Is close to here?
Is close to here and closes. That's the only difference. Close. Perto. Close. Fechar. Okay. The only difference is if you have an S sound or a Z sound.
Mm. I didn't understand. How can I use the close to here to speak about the
Uh-oh. She was so indignada that she left in the middle of her sentence. That's how mad she was. All right, we'll see it. I'll answer her question when she comes back. Go ahead with 18, João.
18. And what time is it now? What time is it now? Better. Que horas é agora?
Mm-hmm.
teacher. Someone called me.
Did you want to finish your question?
Yes.
And you're on your side. Is there any way to try and tilt yourself so that I don't? Oh, there we go. We're back. Oh, we're gone. Oh well. There we go. Stay there. Don't move. Don't move. All right. So you didn't understand the about close and close?
Yes. And how can I use in close to here to talk about the hour? To talk about the hour.
Well, you could. I mean, in this case, they're not. It's not talking about the time. In the close to here isn't talking about the time, but you could say. I mean, you can say it's close to. So, for example, if we put the restaurant is almost closed because it's close to 5 o'clock. So, I mean, that's a possible sentence, but it's not what we have here, but it's possible. Yeah. Most, I mean, and here, of course, a lot of people would say almost.
Okay.
It's almost 5 o'clock, or it's close to 5 o'clock.
I can't see the slide anymore.
Oh, the workbook?
Okay.
Did you get it?
I'm seeing now.
Okay. So let's go, João, go again, and then we'll go 19 and 20 to Bella.
Okay, 18. And what time is now?
Oh, again?
I'm sorry. Close?
No, sorry. I was just getting rid of that. Can you repeat that sentence? Sorry.
And what time is it now? E que horas é agora? 19.
Where? Well, no, so we'll go 19 and 20, Bella. But where are you from, João? Are you from the country?
What?
Are you from the country? Are you from the interior?
Yes.
Yeah, because I asked because my wife is from the country, and she says "que hora es," and you said "que hora é" instead of "que horas são," and so I've never heard anyone who wasn't born in the country or who wasn't raised in the country who says "que hora es" or "que hora é." I just think it's interesting. Okay, go ahead, Bella. Number 19.
19. Eu não tenho tempo para comer agora. I don't have time to eat right now.
Okay. Right now is just a little bit more emphatic, but yeah, good.
I don't know why, but sounded strange in my mind.
For what? For the sentence?
Yes, I don't have time to eat now. I don't know why.
Well, you probably always say right now. It doesn't change that much, and it's pretty common. So it just gives it a little bit more emphasis. Like in this exact moment, I don't have time. It's just a little bit more emphatic. But yeah, that's probably why it sounds strange, because you probably always say right now.
Okay.
Which is no problem. Absolutely no problem.
20. Okay, then I'm going to have to eat later. Ok, então eu vou ter que comer depois.
Again?
Ok. Então eu vou ter que comer depois.
Good. That's a trick question. E geralmente pega, mas não te pegou, felizmente.
What?
Because people say, eu vou comer mais tarde. As pessoas não reparem o to have to eat. Eu vou ter que comer mais tarde. Good. Nice job. All right, let's go. Bella, ask João number 1.
Okay. 1. What activities are you doing these days?
A little bit more E like igreja. These days. These days. There you go. View? That was perfect. Just working? I'll answer for João.
This day I have been working and studying and clean the house.
Cleaning. Make sure you get that in. Cleaning.
Yes, cleaning.
So what are you studying?
About software. No, oh my God, I forgot.
Oh, you've been studying so hard that you forgot what you're studying. That's not good. You're burning brain cells.
Agile. About agile.
Okay, I have no idea what that is, but I'm sure it's fascinating. And is that what you're working on right now too?
Yes, in another computer in my right in this moment.
To my right? Can you repeat that? To my right?
In my right.
My right. Can you repeat that? To my right?
To my right.
There we go. Yeah. So para minha direita, right? So to my right, to my left, or on the right, on the left. Okay, good. Go ahead, João, number 2. Ask Bella. Well, actually, let's do this. Since there's only 2, Isabella, tell us about what activities you're doing these days.
I'm working, studying English.
Studying
English. And making the cleaning up of my house.
And doing what?
Making the cleanup of my house.
So in that case, we more commonly used would be the verb to clean up. So cleaning up my house.
Cleaning up my house.
There you go.
I am cleaning up my house.
Mm-hmm. Good. Or another way to say it when it's something that is regular. So a lot of times when you say I'm cleaning up my house, it gives the idea that you're doing it right now. So remember that when we have present continuous, either it's something that's happening now or something that's temporary. So if you want to give the idea of something that you always do, this is a very common term, is doing housework. Housework gives the idea of cleaning and cooking and those kinds of things, and not like homework that you do at home. Homework gives more of the idea of schoolwork or things to study, those kinds of things, where housework gives more of the idea of the stuff that sucks, like mopping, sweeping, mopping, cooking, all of the stuff that I refuse to do. All right. Let's go to, let's see, this time let's go Bella to João. Did you do, or was that last time? Whatever we did first last time, let's do the opposite. I already forgot. I'm burning neurons. Let's go João to Bella.
Number 2, what is the biggest supermarket in your city?
I think that the biggest supermarket here is Açaí. The name is açaí.
Yes. I don't know. Did they do that on purpose? Is that like somebody's last name? Why would they name it Acai but then spell it Assai? I don't understand.
Just to be different.
But did they do it on? That's my question. I've always wanted to find out. Did they do it on purpose? Was it to be cute, or is it somebody's last name? I just don't understand. Anyway,
I have the same question for the founder of the supermarket.
There you go. That's someday I'll probably never ask the owner, but if you know, put in the comments why Acai, the supermarket, which is like a mega market, it's a it's almost like Costco. Why it's ASSAI. Okay. What's the biggest supermarket in your city, João? Oh, you're in Palmas too, aren't you?
Palmas again.
Acai is the biggest supermarket in all of our cities because we live in the
Atacadão,
same. Maybe. Atacadão. This gives me an opportunity to talk about Gigante. I don't know if it's the biggest. It's one of the biggest, but so for people that might be watching outside of, I think it's not outside of Tocantins, right? Big. So we have a supermarket called Big here in Palmas. Everybody calls Biggie. And then they opened, so that's their regular supermarkets. And then they opened their warehouse type of supermarket. And they called it Gigante. And I was so mad because it was a perfect opportunity to name it either Giant or Bigger, right? If the supermarket is big, then why wouldn't you name the warehouse market Bigger or Giant? But no, they go Big and then they go Gigante. Well, then you should change the supermarket name to Grande. That's all I have to say. All right, go ahead. Bella, ask João, number 3.
Have you ever rented a car?
Yes, I've already rented a Fiat Mobi.
Oh, wow. Fancy. What did you rent it for?
And oh my God, it's the sempre esqueço o nome dessa empresa.
Was it for work or for pleasure, as we say, for business or for pleasure?
For business.
For business.
Because my car is in the office in the garage to repair.
Yeah, so be careful with office, because if it's in the office, it means you drove into somebody's office, and that's a big accident. That's very expensive if you drive into somebody's office.
Garage shop, yes.
Well, either one or the other. Either my car is in the garage or my car is in the shop. Okay.
Same garage is the house garage.
Yeah. So it can be, it's the same garage as the house garage. So the context, like for example, if you say I rented a car because my car was in the garage, then the context will make it so that we know it's being fixed. Because if you're an IT guy, then if it's in your garage, it's probably not going to get fixed. If it's in my dad's garage, it's going to get fixed because he can fix it. If it's in my garage, it's going to stay there forever because I can change a tire and I can turn it on, and that's about it. So, Isabel, have you ever rented a car?
No, just my family in travels.
On trips?
Yes, trips.
Unless you're like Marco Polo, because travels is archaic. It's used, I've seen it used with Marco Polo. I've seen it used with Paul in the Bible. the travels of Paul, right? So, yeah, unless you're like, you speak like Shakespeare, or you're from the year, what year was he from? Like the year 30? No, probably 100. I don't know. I probably should know that. But yeah, unless you're from way back when, it's going to be trip. All right, 4. João de Bella.
4. What did you have for breakfast or lunch today?
Today, I eat
I'm sorry. Today I
eat it.
I what? I ate.
I ate. Today, this morning, I ate fruits.
Fruit? What fruit?
I ate an apple and banana. And then bread. In the lunch, I ate.
In that case, it's better to say for lunch.
And for lunch.
Well, saying in, just one preposition. So for lunch.
And for lunch.
Oh, wait. Did you say and or in? It sounds like you're saying in for lunch.
And.
Oh, okay. So what you're saying, what I'm hearing is when I should hear like apple, and for lunch.
And for lunch.
No, so just one more time. I won't bother you after that. But say So put your mouth like you're saying and then say back here. And. That's better. And because what I was hearing was end like fin, right? So not end, but and. And
I will practice it.
Good.
And for lunch, I ate rice, chicken, beans.
I'm shocked. You had rice and beans in your lunch? I can't believe it.
Yes.
Newsflash, everybody. A Brazilian.
Why?
Because Brazilians never don't have. They never don't have, or they always have is better. They always have rice and beans in lunch. I'm so tired of rice and beans right now, but it's okay. I'll get over it. Right now, I'm eating a lot of hamburgers. Because obviously we don't eat rice and beans at every meal. So sometimes it's okay, and then sometimes I get really like tired of it, and then when that happens, I eat a lot of Burger King and McDonald's hamburgers.
I don't know why, but Brazilian people, I think that the most part of the people don't abuse of rice and beans.
They don't get tired of rice and beans. No, and it's a cultural thing. It's because you eat it for lunch like 90% of every lunch.
Yeah.
And that for us, we usually switch our dinners, like especially at my house, because my mom is a fantastic cook. So like one night she would make fish, and the next night it would be tacos, the next night it would be lasagna, and the next and then it would be chicken soup, and then there was just all of these, and then it would be burgers, and then so it was always changing. And so it's
just changed the protein,
right? Yeah. And like it's hard for me when I'm here, and it was hard for my daughters when we were in the States. They had a hard time, because they would go to school and they would have to eat the school lunch, because they were there from about 8 a.m. until about 3 p.m. So they would have to eat the school lunch, but almost every dinner they made my wife make rice and beans, because they would like go through withdrawals. They would start. No, I'm just kidding. They weren't that addicted to it, but they really missed it, because it's just part of, it's almost like part of who you are as a culture. Okay. Bella, Bella to João.
Hi, would you rent a car if you were traveling in the US?
Of course, yes.
All right. So you wouldn't go on the train or? All right, good. Have you been to the U.S.?
No.
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 Belle, have you been to the U.S.?
No.
No. I have, just so you know. We'll skip the cell phone number because that's dumb. Isabella, tell me what time it is right now.
It's 20:52.
Okay, so yes or no? Most people in the United States use 24-hour clocks.
24.
24-hour clocks. Ou seja, de 0 a 24. Do we use 24-hour clocks in the US?
No.
So if you said 20,
8
if you
p.m.
said 2053 or 2052 or 2050 to most Americans, they would not know what time it is. Unless they're a doctor or a policeman or in the military. Those are, I think those are the three most common places. Like if you watch Grey's Anatomy. Does anybody watch Grey's Anatomy?
No.
No? Are you crazy? Anyway, when they talk about the time of death, a lot of the time when it's in the afternoon or evening, they'll say like 1520 or 2050 or whatever. All right, let's check real fast, see if we have any. Felipe's here. Wow, Felipe's been a while, man. Good to see you. Didn't say much, but he's here. All right. That's going to do it for us today. We probably won't be back on because I don't think we'll record on Wednesday, but we'll be back. The class will be back Wednesday. We will start with the audio of lesson 37. All right, guys. Thanks. Take care of yourselves. I will put an interesting video on João's face and Bella's face. So check out those videos and I'll see if I can find something about what we talked about today. Until next time, everybody, keep studying and don't give up.